Hello, welcome to our continuing devotional through the book of First Thessalonians. We're still in First Thessalonians chapter 5, early in that chapter, where Paul is focusing on end time events, the return of Jesus, the day of the Lord, the resurrection, so forth. And he's just got through speaking about, in verse 2, about the day of the Lord, which I shared with you last devotional, is where God acts in history as never before in bringing rescue and redemption and blessings to his people, but also judgment and wrath upon the rebellious. And of course, there's great curiosity about, well, what's going to happen, but even more curiosity about when this is going to happen. We've already discussed the when, that Jesus will return and these events will take place like a thief in the night. So we're aware that we're unaware of the timing or when these events will take place. But now he begins to give some details about what the world will be like when these events begin to take place. And that's what he does in First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, where he says this: while people are saying there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. While people are saying there is peace, there's safety, their security. And so what Paul is indicating here is that life will be pretty normal, typical, that there's not going to be the name Jesus is coming written out in the stars. Jesus himself told us that it will be like the days of Noah or like the days of Lot. Now, those were days of great wickedness, to be sure, but as far as external signs, there weren't. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah had no idea that judgment was a few hours away. The people of Noah's day had no idea that the flood was coming. They were marrying, they were eating, they were celebrating, they were striving to get that promotion at work. So he's telling us, while people are saying in the midst of this seemingly normal, routine, typical life, then sudden destruction. The day of the Lord will be totally unexpected. There will be a suddenness to the event. It will come out of nowhere. And not only will it be sudden, so that people are not aware and not prepared, but secondly, it will be a day of destruction. It says, then sudden destruction, radically detrimental, events like we've never seen before in history, like no Hollywood movie has ever produced, no scientific writer has ever thought of. Events will take place that are of an unheralded scale. You can read about these in First Thessalonians, but this will come just suddenly. Life will seem good, and then in a very shockingly short amount of time, things will happen when people are saying peace and security. It says and third, not only is that day unexpected, not only is it destructive, but that day of the Lord, for those who don't know Jesus, will be inescapable. He uses the illustration in verse 3 here of a pregnancy. Just like labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, they will not escape. Now, when he uses the idea of labor pains here as an illustration, he's not talking about the gradual increase of labor pains. He's not talking about how these tell you the baby will be coming soon. That's all true. But here he's emphasizing that there will be no escape. There will be an inevitable outcome. You can't say, you know what? Like a woman in labor pains can't say, never mind. The baby's coming. There's no way out of that. That baby is coming. There's no place to flee. No delays that you can take place. It's coming. He or she is coming, and that's the emphasis that is being placed here. That it's inescapable. It's sudden, it's destructive, and for those who don't know Jesus, it's inescapable. But that's not true for Christians, which is why he says in verse 4, but you, Christians, are not in darkness, brothers, for that day to surprise you like a thief. You're not in darkness, talking about your spiritual insight, or not referring to spiritual insight, but spiritual readiness. You may not understand when Jesus is coming. That's something that Jesus told us, no man knows the day or the hour. But you're not in darkness in the sense that you're unprepared. That judgment will not surprise you like a thief. That doesn't mean we know when he's coming, but it means we'll be prepared. We're ready because we know Jesus. We're ready. Instead of being judged, we will be redeemed. We will be rescued. God has not appointed us to experience his wrath. We just like when you don't know when the storm is coming, but if you always have your umbrella, you're ready for the rain. Well, as Christians, we don't know when Jesus is coming. We don't know when the day of the Lord is coming, but we're ready because we have Jesus. We have a relationship with him. We trust him. Our faith commitment is in him. So I hope you'll consider these things. We have very limited time to cover them. I hope they'll be a blessing to you. In our next devotional, we'll pick it up at verse 5, where he tells us how we should live while we wait for Jesus to come. Have a blessed day.